Hey guys, Coffee and Diamonds here. I am going to show you guys how I made this Mushy Pop. Boop. It is a fidget toy. Makes no noise. It is soft. And I enjoy using it. I have several I have made, but this is the final version of the pattern that I wrote. Disclaimer, I'm not the first one to think of this. I have not watched any videos on anyone who has made one, or I have not purchased a pattern or got a free pattern. So I made my own pattern, which is simple to do, really. If you know how to crochet in the round, you're good. But yeah, so if you want to see how it's done, this video will have the pattern on screen, but to get the written version of this pattern, you will have to go to my shop. You don't have to purchase it, but if you want to support the channel and, you know, make it to where we can continue to do crochet videos, yeah, it'll just help with supplies and stuff. Alright guys, since I already made one of these today and lost all the footage for it, I'm going to do one to where we start with the darker color for the top, and then the stem will be the lighter color. And as in Coffee and Diamonds fashion, I have coffee. No creamer today. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with, I have a 4.5 needle. It's a G, 4.5 millimeter, and some worsted weight yarn, number 4. This is medium weight yarn. I have tried this with multiple other weights, and we'll show those. If you want to go check out my shorts, I probably have the 4 versions I've already made. But anyway, so let's start. We're going to start with a magic circle. And if you don't know how to do a magic circle, let me show you real quick. So, you're going to loop your yarn on the back of your fingers like this. You're going to cross it over, make an X, and then anchor there. So all you're going to do, I say all you're going to do like it was simple for me to learn. Anyway, so you're going to go under this one, pull this one through like this, and you're going to twist it like that. You're going to twist it. You're going to hold both at that pinch point, and you're going to pull through your circle. This helps secure your circle. Okay? If you want, you can actually slow the video down and rewatch it. So, okay, so we're going to start, and we're going to have 6 single crochets in this circle. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to go back through and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We know we have 6. We're going to take our stitch marker. We're going to place it on the last one we did to mark our last stitch. And then to make a circle, we're going to pull like so. There we go. We have a little circle. Okay? Alright. So now we're going to put an increase in every stitch around. And how you do an increase is you do 2 single crochets into every stitch around. This should give us 12 stitches. So, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to move this for a second because this is going to be 11 and 12. I always count in my head every stitch I do because I have a habit of missing a stitch. So, right now, we have doubled our stitch count and we have 12 stitches in that round. Okay? So, now we need to increase again. And the thing to remember, what made it easy for me, is round 1, we put 1 single crochet 6 times. Round 2, we put 2 single crochets in each stitch. Round number 3, you're going to put 1 single crochet and increase in the next one, which is 2 single crochets, 3 single crochets. We're going to repeat the 1 in one stitch and 2 in the next stitch. If you notice, that equals 3. That's how I keep track in my head. So I'll go 1, then an increase will give us 2 and 3 stitches. So we're going to do it again. 1 and an increase makes it 2 and 3. Okay? 1, increase, 2 and 3. 1, increase, 2 and 3. And our last increase will be right here, or our next set, last set. That's 1, 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 go in the same stitch. So that was row 3, 1 single crochet and then an increase in the next stitch. So that's 3 total stitches for row 3. Now row 4 is going to have 4 stitches per set. So we're going to go 1, 2, here's our increase, 3, and 4. So row 4 has 4 stitch increases. We do it 6 times since there's been 6 in the middle. So 1, 2, increase on 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 3 and 4 go into third. So it's 2 single crochets and an increase. So 1, 2, we're going to increase 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have one more increase left. We have 1, 2, 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4 to finish our 4th row. So, let me show what we have now. Here we go. And we'll continue the increases until we get top of our mushroom as wide as we want it. So, again, this is how you do a flat circle in crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to the 5th row. So we're going to do, say it with me, 1, 2, 3 single crochets, an increase in the 4th for 4 and 5 for row 5. So I will be right back in just a moment. Okay, so now we're going to row 1, 2, 3, 4. We're doing row 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with our increase. 4 and 5. 2, 3. Oh, I got a knot. 4 and 5. 1. 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As y'all can hear, little man's wanting out my room. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3. Take this out. 4 and 5. All right, I am going to let him out. I'll be right back. Okay, so if you lose track of where you're at, you can count your rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I believe this pattern, we do 6 rows before we stop increasing. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets, and 2 in the next stitch for our increase, which will give us 6 stitches. Okay, when we're done, we'll have 36 stitches all around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and our increase, which is 5 and 6. Four, 5, and 6. So we have 1, 2, 3 more times to go, and I will hush and maybe play some music over and meet you back when we're done. Okay, and we're here on our last one. We have 2 stitches to make 5 and 6 for row 6. Okay, so we have reached row 7. We're going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch around, and I will meet you back at the end of row 9. So we're going to do row 7, 8, and 9, single crochet all the way around. Okay guys, before you do your last stitch on row 9, leave 2 loops on your hook, and we're going to switch colors. We're going to pull through our second color, like so. Make sure you pull tighter on those. Keep those together. I like to put them at the back. Do my first single right there. Okay, so this is the first of row 10. We're going to tie off. Because if you don't want to, you don't have to switch colors, but I'd like to. Okay, so that's secure now. Alright, so next we're just going to do another row, 1 stitch per stitch, so 36 stitches in the next round. I'll meet you right back. Alright guys, so we have done 10 rows total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we start to decrease for the bottom of our mushroom. So what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet 4, and we're going to do a decrease. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, And instead of increasing in the next one, we're going to take the first front loop of this one and the next one. So we have 2 loops, and pull through to combine them into one stitch. So 2 has become 1. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets, front loop, yarn over, pull through, pull through. That is a invisible single crochet decrease. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, front loop only, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through. Once again, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and front loop, pull through, pull through. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, front loop, pull through, pull through. So we should have 2 more, I believe, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, pull through. Nope, I am messing up on that one, so. Alright, so here's where we decrease. We have 10 rows. Row 11, we are going to do 4 single crochets and 1 invisible single crochet decrease, which is where we put 2 stitches together into 1. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put 2 together. Front loop only, pull through, pull through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, front loop only, pull through, pull through. I'm going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, front loop only, hold on guys. Okay, so we reached the end of that row, so we're on to the next one. Excuse me guys. We are going to decrease again. This time we're going to go single crochet, decrease. So 1, 2, front loop, almost, front loop, pull through, pull through. Piece of tinky hair there. Alright, so one more time. Single crochet, front loop, pull through, single crochet. Okay, so we have 4 more times to do that. 4 more times to do single, single, decrease, and I'll meet you right back. Alright guys, back at the end of that one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 single crochet, decrease, 1 single crochet, decrease. So 1, decrease, 1 single crochet, decrease. It does get a little tight. Okay, single crochet, and decrease. So that was 3. We're going to continue and do 3 more, and I'll meet you right back. Okay, so now we're done with that. Put our stitch marker back in. We are going to do 2 rows of single crochet in each stitch to equal 12 stitches around. Just tucking everything in. So we're just going to do single crochets in 12 stitches. You may have to manipulate your item so you can get to every stitch. We're coming up on the end of the first round. Okay, so that's 1 round. We're still at 12 stitches per round. Okay, we're going to do another one. Okay, so now on this next row we're going to increase again. So this item is a bunch of increase, decrease, increase, decrease. So, okay. That's what we have. Looks like a pottery pot there. Okay, so next round. I believe is round 17, and we're going to do a single crochet and an increase. If you notice, what we do this way, we're doing backwards this way, and now we're coming back out, and we'll go backwards later. So for this row 17, we're going to do a single crochet and 1 increase, which again is a single and 2 in the same stitch. Single and 2 in the same stitch. Single, 2 in the same, single, 2 in the same, once again, alright, our patterns we always repeat 6 times. That is because we had 6 stitches in the beginning. Heard that big thump? That was the dog laying himself back down. Alright, so let's make sure we're on track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So we're on row 18. If we did 1 single crochet and an increase, we're going to do 2 single crochets and an increase on this row. 1, 2, and make sure I'm right, 2 in the same stitch. 1, 2, increase. Okay, just continue that 5 more times until we're done with our row. And you always end on your increase stitch. 1 and 2. It just sat there for me. Okay, so we should be back at 24 stitches. And this is the size our body's going to be. So from here, we're going to do rows 19 through 24, 1 single stitch in every stitch. Okay? So row 19 we're working on now, and I'll meet you back at the end of row 24. Okay guys, so we have 24 rounds now in total. We are going to find where we want to put our eyes, and I believe that I put them between row 20 and 21. So I'm going to make sure yep, 20 and 21. So this is row 21 right here, and I'm going to get my eyes. Hold on one moment. Now if you don't want to put eyes, safety eyes on yours, you can just skip this part, or if you want to embroider them on, this is probably the best time to do it. Okay, so I have my 2 eyes, and one is smaller than the other. Typical for me. And those look a little better. So we are going to say that this is our center. of our little guy. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3. That's row 23, 22. So 24, 23, 22, 21. This is our middle, and we're going to go about 1, 2 stitches over and place first eye. Okay? And now we're going to go 1, 2 stitches over, and you should see where that one's poking out. And you're just going to poke that one through, just like that. See? And then let's take a look and make sure with his hat closed. It may be too far apart, because he's going to come in some. So I'm going to go in one more to the side or to the left. I believe that's better. I like that better. You can put your eyes as far apart, as close as you want. You don't even have to use eyes. You can use one eye, 3 eyes, 6 eyes, 8 eyes. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. So, there we go. I am going to pop these backs on real quick. That's 1, 2. Alright, our eyes are on. Look at him, guys. He's coming to get her. So, now we're going to start the closing up process. We will wait to stuff. I usually wait until like almost the last row. At least one more row. So, look what I did. I'm going to put my marker on wrong. Okay. So, we've got safety eyes on if you want to do that. I do need to make a note between rows 20 and 21. So, now, what we're going to do is start closing them up. Okay? So, we came down here and increased until we had 2 single crochets and 1 single crochet together. 1 decrease. So, we're going to start with that one. We're going to go 1, 2, 2 together. Front loop only, guys. That way you really can't see it. 1, 2, 2 together. One, 2. And what I noticed when I'm making these, it reminds me of Groot. Guess you could make a Groot. 1, 2, and 2 together. So, I will meet you back at the end of the row. Okay, so we're at the end of that row. Now, since we did 2 and a decrease, we're going to do 1 and a decrease. So, 1 single crochet and 2 together. This is forming the bottom. Okay, and we're going to 2 together, like so. Alright, so I'm going to mark our our stitch. I'm going to pull us a good tail. And we are going to stuff this bad boy. So, I like to, don't you look like a chicken nugget too? Groot in a bowl. Or a chicken nugget. Anyway, guys. So, we are going to stuff him. And we're only going to stuff down to right here. I like to push him down and make sure he's all the way down. Then we're going to grab our stuffing right here. We're going to pull our stuffing apart because I find in the bags it's all compacted in there. And if you loosen the stuffing, it goes in easier. So what I like to do is pack it into the neck of the mushroom, but make sure the mushroom is, you know, there's no stuffing in the top of it, or it won't pop right. Okay, so let's see how we like it so far, because this is going to be on the bottom. What do we think, guys? I like him. You like him? I like him. Okay. So I don't want to stuff him too much. He'll miss, you know, get all kinds of crazy shapes on us and go flat. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. Now we're going to finish him up. We are going to put our yarn back on our hook. And now we're going to go and single crochet 2 together for the next row. So that's 2. We'll give us 6 stitches in the end. Make sure you do it in the front loop only. It's easier when you hold it different. Okay, so we're going to go front loop, pull through, and I believe we have 2 more. Front loop, pull through to make 5. And our last one is a through 2, pull through. And for this one is our last one. So now pull you a pretty good sized tail, not too long, not too short. And we're gonna snip it, which these are my beading snips, but they work just as fine with yarn. Okay, so now I like to do a little smushy wushy, you know, because we are going to pop that in, and that will be the end of it. Let me get my yarn needle. Okay, so we take our yarn needle and we're going to go in the front loop of each stitch. Well, you can do each stitch if you want. You don't have to. I like to because it's going to hide that bump right there. So pull tight and then push it through and find you a spot on the side that you want to pull it through. What we're doing is we're hiding our tail inside the fiber that's in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up because I want to follow the stitch line right there. I'm going to go up and come through another spot like so. And all you do is go back in and pull if it got a little too tight. And then we're going to follow it and come down through the bottom. And boom. So, we made a squishy. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull that, flip it, and we're going to squish our friend. There you go, guys. We have, starting to wonder if I got the eyes right, but yeah. Okay, so we have a Mushy Pop. Mushy Pop. Boop. I like to squish them really good after I make them. Gives them all kinds of cool shapes. But anyway, guys, yeah, there is the one we just made. This is the one I made before. If you see, depends on how much stuffing you use to what shape you get. I used very little in this one, and I stuffed the full out of this one. So, again, depends on what shape you want. So, if you like this video and this tutorial, and you would like me to do more tutorials, go ahead and hit the like button. Leave me a comment to what you would like to see me make next. And I will try to do so. So, like in all my videos, guys, I'm going to tell you. Tell the people in your life you love them. Because you never know if you're ever going to get another chance. Alright, guys. I'm going to see y'all later. Bye.